Welcome to Step 3 of the Accountable Kids program. In this step, children experience the benefits of completing extra jobs and the rewards of serving others. Step 3 introduces the bonus bucks. Can you give us an idea of how that works?
The bonus buck is a great way to teach your kids responsibility, managing money, budgeting, and savings. It is an opportunity for your kids to do extra chores and to show them that hard work can earn the extras in life.
We don't pay our kids to do chores in our family. We believe that they should help out around the house. Can we still use the Accountable Kids program?
Absolutely, you can still use the Accountable Kids program. The one thing that's great about the Accountable Kids program is that it's totally customizable. It's intended to be kind of a model that you can then alter to fit your needs. And so what we're trying to do is help kids learn important life skills. And so what you can do is determine what chores are going to be basic chores and what chores are extra chores.
If my grandkids earn bonus bucks for doing additional chores or extra chores, how are they redeemed?
The great thing about Accountable Kids is you get to decide. Some parents like their kids to earn a lot of money, and then in turn they have their kids pay for a lot of things like music lessons, school clothes, it could be rent or food. You get to decide. The bonus bucks are just a tool to be able to teach kids to manage their resources. You can also write on the cards. Bonus bucks might be worth a quarter, they might be worth $1, they might be worth $5.
It's really going to depend on, I think, the age of the kids. Obviously, as the older they get, the more need they have of money, and also on just on your personal finances. Like Tracy said before, we have our kids. We already spend a lot of money on our kids for a number of different things, and so we use this as a way to be able to pay them, but then have them pay for things that we would probably be paying for anyway. But that money is then going through their hands. They're learning to manage it, make decisions about money, and so they're gaining from the benefit, because typically this isn't money management isn't always a skill that they're going to pick up somewhere other than at home. And so I think it's important that we have an awareness of that and that they develop those skills.
For example, our kids have been taking piano lessons for the last 3 years, but it's just been this year that we decided to start having them pay for the lessons. So we created a special account, and the kids once a month take the money out for the piano and the gymnastics and the different things they're involved in, and they pay their teachers in cash. And it was interesting, after the first lesson, my daughter said, "Mom, I'm going to start practicing a lot harder now that I'm paying for it." And it was a great realization for her that these things do cost a lot of money, and that she appreciates it now that she knows what it takes to earn that money. So the bonus bucks really can be used for anything you want. They can be exchanged for cash. They might be exchanged for food, clothing, lessons. You get to decide what they're worth.
I currently pay my daughters an allowance. Is this similar to an allowance? And when would you recommend that they get paid?
The one thing I would say is, again, bringing it back to customize it to fit your needs. We personally don't do an allowance. What we do is I give our kids the opportunity to do extra chores and earn money through doing extra chores. Now, depending on how your allowance is structured, it may just be an issue of semantics, the differences. I think some parents want their kids to learn money management skills, so they give them money so that they learn to manage it. We don't necessarily do that, because to me that sort of feels like we're getting paid for breathing. And so the way that we structure it is that the kids do extra chores, they earn money. So it's like at work, you do your work, you get a paycheck. Now, a lot of people do an allowance, but they structure it the same way that we do with our extra chores, in that the kids have specific chores that they need to do every week. For that, they get paid. And so, like I said, there can be some semantics. It really depends on how you have it set up in your family. And again, you need to customize it to what works for you. Some key components to think about: are the kids earning that allowance, or is it just being gifted to them? You want it to be consistent. They need to understand it. What we do is we have our kids track it through the week, and then at our family meeting each week they get paid. So that's kind of how we have it set up. And so again, you need to have it fit your family and your needs.
And one thing to think about, if your family doesn't use a lot of money in the home and you don't have your kids pay for a lot of things, you can have those extra jobs be basic chores. So the great thing about Accountable Kids is you get to decide, are the chores basic or are they extra chores that they receive bonus bucks for? And you customize it for the needs of your family.
I think to add to that, part of the reason we've set it up the way we have is because we want our kids to learn some real world skills that'll help them be successful in everyday life, and we felt like that was the most appropriate way to do it. I never go to work and just show up and say, hey, don't worry about paying me this week. I just want to do it because it makes me feel good. We all want our kids to be altruistic, and do things for the right reasons, but that's something that comes with age and maturity. And as well as the same with the money management skills. So we wanted to try to set it up in a real world fashion so that they would develop the skills they need to be successful.
So my son mowed the lawn last week, which is an extra chore, but he didn't make his bed, which is a basic chore, and he wants to be paid for the extra chore. How do I fix that problem?
The short answer to that question is no. If the kids haven't done their basic chores, they don't get paid to do extra chores. I don't know about any of you, but I was the kind of kid growing up that if somebody gave me the option, I would skip to the chores that paid. So it's important that they understand that those basic chores, that's what we do just as a member of the family, to contribute and to be part of the team. The extra chores, are sort of over and above that to get into. Those are the things that are going to motivate them to want to continue to buy into the program, because as they get older, they need money. So again, basic chores first, and then extra chores are an option. If the basic chores are not done, then no, they don't get paid to do any extra chores.
I understand that the red, yellow, and blue bars represent regular chores, and the green bar represents extra chores, but what about the purple bar? What does it represent?
The purple bar is just another way for families to customize the Accountable Kids program. You may never use the purple bar, but if you're looking for a way to maybe just customize it for chores that happen weekly as opposed to every day, you could use that purple bar to just let kids know when to do things.
So if it's a chore that's done on say Saturday, when the kids have a little bit more time, the purple ones would come out and go on the bar during for Saturday. They know that trash needs to go to the curb on whatever day, or the lawn needs to be mowed once a week on a Saturday. They're not daily chores, but you need that reminder card up there so they know that that's my routine, on this specific day.
Exactly. One thing that I try to do when I set up the cards is set it up so that I don't have to constantly be changing it every day. So when you set it up for the week, you want your kids to be able to go to the board, see what they need to do, take responsibility for their chores, and I don't want to spend my time constantly rearranging those cards. So that purple bar just provides an additional way to shift that responsibility to my kids so they really know when to do things and how to help out in the family.
If an extra chore is worth more than one bonus buck, mark the back of the reminder card to indicate how much your child will earn by completing the job. Earned bonus bucks are stored on the ticket peg. Providing extra chores should not cost you more than you are currently providing for your child. Exchange bonus bucks for money once a week.
The next idea presented in step 3 of the Accountable Kids program is the concept of helping hands. We actually have a reminder card for helping hands. So when your kids come to that, sometime in the day, it might be a morning job or an afternoon or an evening, but they're reminded to come to a parent or grandparent and say, how can I help you? When they've finished that job, then they can put it over to the finish peg. It's just another way to encourage service and helping within the family.
The Helping Hands card is something that we created because we want our kids to be service-oriented. We want them to have empathy for others, to think of others. And so throughout the day when they come to the Helping Hands card, in order to fulfill that card and flip it over and onto the finish peg, they need to come to Mom and say, Mom, what's my helping hands for the day? And it could be something as simple as, Mom doesn't really have any extra chores right then, but give me a hug. And then go flip your card over. It might be that Mom's a little busier on a certain day, and so she says, yes, would you please go, do this or do that.
How can we help you?
So it's teaching the kids to be of service, to think of other people, to be aware of what everyone in the family is doing, and to be more service oriented.
This is my favorite reminder card because every single day my kids, when they come to their helping hands card, and we put it as part of their morning routine, it does two things for me. It first lets me know that my kids are working through their chores and they're almost done. Because when they come and say, Mom, how can I help you? I know they're almost done with their chores, and I don't have to ask them, have you made your bed? Have you brushed your teeth? Because I know they've worked through their chores already. The second thing, it's incredible to have your kids come up to you every day and just say, Mom or Dad, how can I help you? And I'm able to look around and say, oh, would you take the trash out? Or would you wipe off the table or pick up some toys in the backyard? And it's been just an incredible way to teach our kids that service is a part of being a family and helping others. And they're just getting in the habit of doing service every single day.
I think it also helps them be aware of how much Mom and Dad do in a day, and being aware that they're being a contributing member of the family. I think that's important because not only from the standpoint of getting things done every day, but I think this makes the kids feel like an integral part of the family. It makes them feel like they have a role, they're needed, they're valued, and by working together we all are able to get things done. And so I think it improves their self-esteem, makes us function better as a family. And so there's a number of benefits to the Helping Hands card.
Teach your child that if you ask for help, it is not an extra chore. The card may represent one effort or many efforts throughout the day. This is a great way to add service to your child's day. Congratulations, you are now familiar with the components of Step 3. You are one step closer to raising an accountable kid. You do not need to completely master Step 3 before progressing to Step 4. Unless special circumstances exist, plan on introducing Step 4 next week.